Recording in progress.
Wait, just fix. Okay. All right, everyone. Today, August 6, 2021, we do announce Bolster Back Charts Attack. Let's talk about it. All right. So I'll be uploading all of these by lists, but I do it sector by sector. I'm going to show to you all the most powerful sectors that I think you can make some money this August. It's going to actually be powerful for the next 3 to 6 months. So let's take a look at all the airlines. You're seeing American Airlines, United Airlines, Delta Airlines, Spirit Airlines, JetBlue Airways, US Global Jets. Notice the percentage changes here, 3 to 5%, 7%, all up last night. We'll discuss this later on. Just read through the tables with me. Boeing Company, Love. Okay, so all of your airlines are generally doing well. Your casinos are also up. These are all recovery names. You could see Wynn Resorts, Boyd Gaming, Las Vegas Sands, even your MGM, Caesars Entertainment. Outdoor stocks, you've got theme parks like Six Flags, Disney, SeaWorld, Live Nation, all getting some good run-ups. Most of these are earnings related, and then the earnings of that airline or the earnings of that casino or the earnings of that theme park translated to strength in the entire overall sector because not all of them report at the same time. We got good numbers, most of them in the sectors for airlines, casinos, and outdoor stocks. Batteries are also doing well. We got actually good numbers for QuantumScape, but it didn't actually react very well. But notice that the other battery makers are actually very positive. Take note what happened. Lee Cycle went up 11% last night. Microvast 20% up last night. Alusa, aka Freyer, 15% up last night. Your EV, however, was not that huge move, but you saw Ford Motors and General Motors generally outperform their numbers. We're still discussing them, 3% up a little. ChargePoint, EV Go and Blink charging was actually at the core of Biden's infrastructure climate change meeting. And so you're seeing 6%, 10%, and 4%. You've got genetic editing, explosive movements. These are all just one-day changes. That's August 5 to August 6. Usually when you see movements like these, we do note that these are actually the start of it's a punctuation mark for a start of a reversal on the upside if it was in a previous downtrend, especially for like battery makers. When you see a punctuative mark like that, 11%, 20%, 15% moves in a single day, that changes the sentiment almost always to the upside. Any dips are always going to be a BTFD already. And we're seeing that happen in batteries, EV charging stations. We're also seeing the same thing happen in genetic editing companies. This was brought about initially with very good numbers with Intelia, Invitae, another good round of moves from PacBio and Bingo, and it actually translated to strength all throughout. So it wasn't really one company that reported numbers. It was actually a slew of companies, and people just generally favored the sector altogether. So we're seeing strength all over, 7% rallies on CRISPR, 18% on Editas, 12% rallies on Intelia. Unchanged for Invitae, but this was 12% up the other day. Beam is 15%, 5% Repair Therapeutics, PacBio 9%, Bingo 6%. What's more amazing about these movements is that these are just one-day movements, but in the last 2 days, they ate up all the losses of July. It means that if it was falling 20 days straight, it went up in 2 days, eating all the losses. That's how magnanimous and powerful the genetic editing sequence moves were. Indoor farming slowly rising. We're seeing Grow Generation, Hydro Farm, App Harvest showing clear bottom signs. Sports names are also very strong. Notice last night, sports sector, Penn National Gaming made a U-turn from 64, 62 all the way to $72 close. What you see in this sector is how big of a drop it still remains from their 52-week highs, which tells you that even if you're buying a 9% gain or a 5% gain or a 6% gain, you're actually seeing a company in the one-day reversal move for a perhaps 6-month related recovery. So sports related names, that DraftKings actually bought last night Score Media 80% premium. I didn't put it here anymore, but that really sent a good signal in the entire sports betting market. So Penn National Gaming bought Score. DraftKings and Genius Sports worked together for a major agreement, so they're both up 4%, 6%. Travel platforms, great numbers from Expedia. We're seeing 5%, 2%, 6% on all of them. We have yet to see Airbnb's earnings, but with the preview from Expedia and Booking, we're already seeing growth on the side. And some people might actually be bullishly buying already. And actually, these names have gone up from the last month already, since about May. So May, June, July. Okay, Square hitting. Okay, let's talk about these software growth names. FinTech, Square, and PayPal hitting near all-time highs. So we are still gonna see continuation on these strong names, very strong numbers. Paycom, also strong numbers. You could see these strengths are just going strength after strength. I think Avalara last night also up 15% after hours or 10% up after hours. Forgot to share it here. So all of your fintech growth names are continuing to the all-time high zone. Your e-commerce, very strong movement on Mercado Libre, up last night 14% despite being up 5x already since March 2020. So you're seeing Mercado Libre, Shopify, Amazon, they're still strong, but the others are just stronger. Forgot to put here C Limited notching all-time highs. Streaming wise, the market actually bought all the dips on Roku, never actually allowed a larger dip. It was down 8 to 10% within intraday and then up 5% to close down 4%. We do expect Roku's numbers to actually still be positive. And so we saw the numbers, it wasn't that bad. So we saw the market actually willing to pay the premium. So Roku is still going higher. Netflix still up 1%. Palo Alto Networks, all of your cybersecurity are barely down for the year. You're all actually tracking all-time highs. Palo Alto Networks, SentinelOne, CrowdStrike, Cloudflare. Yes, Cloudflare is not just in the edge compute business, but also in the cybersecurity business. They're all actually hitting all-time highs. Okay, for software names, very strong numbers this week on Datadog and Atlassian, seeing them rise 30% actually for the week. It actually is translating for that NASDAQ all-time highs. That's why your earnings are actually supportive of these companies going up. For the oversold SPACs, we also notice strength for the first time in a long while, even after a 70% drop on additive manufacturing. Quite a punctuation marks on the drops. We saw Desktop Metals stop falling, 4% up last night. Stratasys 11% up last night. 3D Systems, I forgot to put here, was also up 7% last night. Materialize up 2%. Good numbers in the additive manufacturing. That's why we are seeing punctuations and bottoming out happening in the additive manufacturing. In terms of biodegradable plastics, we also saw strong numbers. 8% up rallying last night. You could see that they're still dropping 60-75%, quite a big discount versus their all-time highs. And you're seeing actually people already starting to bottom hunt all of these oversold names. Notice as well, LiDAR names, a big tandem of your electric vehicles, 1% up for your laser, but 6% and 4% up for your Ouster and Novus last night. We are seeing growth in these sectors. Most of them, if you'll notice, all of them, these are all of your daily changes last night. Bulls are back. That's why today is a chart attack season. You are seeing, in general, what I just said in those first 3 slides are generally recovery names. We're talking about sectors in the airlines, casinos, sports, travel platforms, theme parks. Typical symbols are jets for an ETF. If you don't care about choosing which airline, you could choose something like JBlue. Casinos, we already saw very good numbers on Wynn, very good bookings on Penn National Gaming. Six Flags actually already reported very good numbers, so people are already expecting Disney to actually go blockbuster this coming August. Now, in terms of growth names, we saw great numbers on e-commerce, cybersecurity, software, cloud, fintech. So far, Team, Datadog, Paycom are all released. Results were out. All of them were breakaway, gap ups. Square, very good numbers. PayPal had a drop, but actually still doing well. So for PayPal and Roku, despite the initial drop, people are actually buying it up. So for those who don't want like superb all-time highs and you want to buy the fucking dip, PayPal Roku is a solution for your entry point. Mercado Libre gap up, C Limited going all-time highs, CrowdStrike not yet reported, but could actually report all-time highs. Of course, if they make a mistake in their earnings, you'll see a typical move similar to what happened with PayPal and Roku, a down 9%, but yet bought up. Similar to what happened with Amazon, down 7%, but is actually getting bought out. So you're seeing actually the market is willing to pay a premium in the growth sector. That's why it's impossible to get all of them actually at any lower lows. Now, the strong moves on genetic editing, genome sequencing, thank Invitae, thank PacBio for very good numbers and bingo. It actually translated to strength all throughout. Oversold SPACs, we haven't had earnings yet, so we'll see later on. So far though, people are already bargain hunting the oversold SPACs. Batteries, EVs, charging stations, I believe all of them rallied because of Biden. So Biden reiterates. Let's talk about what exactly are the charts we're talking about. Okay, there's also a question on Graphite Bio. Graphite Bio is a new name, similar to Ginkgo Bioworks, also a new name. Think these companies are getting bought by institutions. However, it could be very early to tell on whether it's going to run up 10x moves. A lot of people are actually betting on Graphite Bio as a genetic editing king and queen. Perhaps it's going to be in the ARC genomic revolution. It is a speculation, however, not yet assured. And then, of course, for Ginkgo Bioworks, I think Ginkgo Bioworks was already bought by ARC Genomic Revolution. So we are seeing actually that healthcare and genetic editing, genome sequencing stocks are getting bought out by major institution funds. For those who really want Graphite Bio, yes, you can buy $20, but there's no setup yet, but it's a sector play. Okay, so let's take a look tracking COVID-19. So far, it is an uneven recovery. We are seeing 640,000 worldwide new cases, 4,267,726 deaths, 106,000 new cases in USA, 4.3 billion vaccines administered in 180 countries. Global stocks are up 30% since January 23, 2020. Global stocks are on a tear as earnings recovery is very much being priced in the market. Okay, so of course, also low yield allows people to actually bet on stocks as a better long-term play. Right now, you're seeing these companies already reporting numbers, and the numbers are all good. The US Global Jets ETF is an index of companies in the air travel industry, including airline operators, manufacturers, airports, terminal services. Top holdings are American Airlines, Southwest, United, Delta, the big four airlines of US. The bulk of its holdings are in North American securities, but small allocation in Europe, Asia, and Latin America. It's the only real pure play air travel ETF in the market, although there are other competition. So we're taking a look at Jets ETF. So we're taking a look at the big four. Southwest, Delta, American Airlines, United Airlines. So we're all bullish on them. I'll show you the charts later on. Disney is revealing their hotel for Star Wars. They have the Star Wars theme parks. And Disney's revealing pricing for the Star Wars hotel this Wednesday. The cost was actually to immerse yourself in a galaxy far, far away. It's very expensive, which means you have to shell out $6,000 for just 2 nights. The Disney World-based hotel, Galactic Star Cruiser, is essentially a cruise ship set in space with the pricing to match. The company says it's the most immersive Star Wars story ever created. And the hotel is going to open up this spring 2022, billed as Disney's revolutionary new 2-night experience where you and your group is embarking on a first-of-its-kind Star Wars adventure that is your own. Despite being on dry land, the pricing is similar to the model of Disney's cruise ships at sea. Set price for multi-day journey with entertainment, food, and beverages included. If you're actually outraging with the $6,000 for 2 nights, 3-minute suborbital flights right now are getting priced by Virgin Galactic at $450,000 for just about 3 minutes of glory. And so far, they've had 600 bookings already done, with I think more than 1,000 trying to book. So you could see that very strong luxury demand for one-of-a-kind experiences is going on and on and on. Okay, for those people looking to travel, US is planning to require COVID vaccine for most travelers. This was required by President Joe Biden. They're taking the first step towards requiring nearly all foreign visitors to US to be vaccinated for the coronavirus. All travelers to the US requires to show proof of a negative COVID-19 test within 3 days of air travel to the country. New vaccination is coming as a part of their phased approach to ease travel restrictions for foreign citizens going into the country. Okay, UK is also adding Germany, Austria, several other Europeans to a green travel list. So they're adding those for travel. This is in Europe. We're seeing air traffic now at 70% of their 2019 levels. Traffic for week 30 showed a steady rise. This was as of August 2, 2021. Yes, we know about the Delta variants. It's going to be a bumpy recovery, but you could see that the market is actually pricing in that the bumpy recovery is going to be a positive uptrend for recovery stocks. These are actual data. Flights per day are actually increasing, and the COVID variant, Delta variants, and all the Lambda variants are actually able to be contained. Clouds have been lifted as confidence returns to the battered aviation industry. It has been a stream of bad news for John Holland K over the past 18 months. His airport has lost nearly £3 billion since the pandemic began, but he has engaged in frantic government lobbying to reopen the UK borders. The black clouds hanging over aviation seems to be lifting to reveal at least chinks of blue sky, prompting ground handlers, airlines to make sure you're ready for flying to rebound in the coming months. I think we have come out of the phase where we have just battened down the hatches. This cautious optimism is slowly spreading across large parts of the ravaged airline industry, which has suffered their worst ever crisis as one of the hardest hit sectors in the pandemic. In case you're wondering how battered is the aviation industry, let's go back to this group. So airline industry in general, percentage from 52-week high is just down somewhere in the down 20 to 30% region. It means that there's actually less resistances as you think. People are actually pricing in recovery, and they're actually thinking that airlines can actually break those 52-week highs. Okay, let's go further to more news here. Expedia, travel platforms already booked topping $2 billion driven by US hotels, vacation rental bookings. Expedia saw their revenue increase more than 2.7x in the second quarter, from 566 million to more than 2.1 billion. This is an evidence of revenge travel. Expedia is saying that their revenues have increased gross bookings more substantially. In a statement, however, they're still expressing concerns about the growing uncertainty due to the new COVID variants. And they're saying that their family of brands, Expedia, VRBO, Hotels.com, have joined a support program for vaccine distribution. For every eligible booking in any of Expedia's group's apps, the company is going to donate $2, a total of $10 million, to support UNICEF's global COVID-19 response. The second quarter saw continued improvement in many global travel segments within North America, in particular, showing strength. So US is actually recovering quite well. Now they're saying, of course, it's a bumpy ride. The road to full travel recovery will mean until the world is vaccinated. But so far, some people are actually negative on it, with declines of 6% on its earnings call. But we are actually bullish on it long term. We're talking about like 2 to 3 year recovery span here. Expedia is saying second quarter sales more than tripled, $2.1 billion. Gross bookings are now increased to $20.8 billion. Companies reporting an adjusted loss on average of about $1.13 a share, from $4.09 a share. So they lost less. Okay. Now, of course, some casinos are not necessarily doing well. Marina Bay Sands, which is owned by Las Vegas Sands, is still getting delays for their $3.3 billion Marina Bay Sands expansion. This was supposed to grow get completed by 2025, but of course they wanted to delay it because they don't know if they have to finish their casinos with a delay in the market on casinos. They also don't have enough money, unlike Wynn. Let's talk about when casinos, when actually reported very good numbers. This came from the 2Q 2021 transcript. Starting in Las Vegas for Wynn Resorts, results in North America was very happy. $133 million in EBITDA in Las Vegas. This is actually double what we experienced in April, stronger than the last month on month. It continued to grow week over week. The strength across all segments was apparent, from nightclubs to the hotel to restaurants and all the gaming volumes. Without international high-end play, we already achieved $133 million of EBITDA, almost 20% of our results, even without conventions or conferences. The trend has continued in July, single largest EBITDA for the month since opening in 2005. We're able to get occupancy in mid-90s on the weekend, and it's still in the 80s during the week. But we're focusing also on rate. We're getting over $500 on the weekends, average daily rates. We're continuing to make sure that our customers here are achieving the right results. Moving on, Boston, same thing can be said, record quarters, $46 million. Every month has been stronger than the last. In fact, Wynn Rewards program are now up 70% the second quarter compared to the first quarter, which is 70% gain as well. Again, same story. July, record month, best month, Encore Boston Harbor. We are also able to streamline our expense structure. Although Delta variant is going to be a curveball here, we think in the short term this will subside. What's clear here is that people want to have fun and they want to go to Las Vegas. And we see conventions come back, more international play all around the world come back, and we are very confident Las Vegas and Boston is going to grow well. So Macau has also been continuously sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. On our first earnings call, we talked about the strength during May in Golden Week. We had achieved $3 million in EBITDA a day during that period. We did have actually a lot of that pent-up demand. However, there's another outbreak in Guangdong. So the Macau government acted decisively, acting quickly. And so far, they've been able to remedy these things in the Greater Bay Area within a matter of weeks. Although we don't know how long this is going to last, the experience thus far is that ability to test millions of people within just a matter of days does give us great hope that this is going to continue to pass. We are also very hopeful with Wynn Interactive, which is our interactive space. We are working very closely with the Austerlitz team on our SPAC, and this is actually for them to roll out their sports betting streaming with NFL this year. Okay, so very good numbers. For Wynn, they actually have $3 billion in cash. Very good financing. Last night, 90 went to 99. We do see it going back to 110 or 120. So any dips below 100 is still a buy. Six Flags earnings to suggest guests are returning, what to know. So far, Six Flags, good numbers. So you're seeing good numbers all over on recovery. Earnings revenues, $460 million, all surpassing estimates. SeaWorld also strong second quarter earnings, good numbers. The company reported 6 million guests during the last 3 months ending June 30. It's just a decline of just 10% from 2019. Most of their parks were actually operating under pandemic-related capacity restrictions and then lifted by the end of the quarter. Strong increases in guest spending overcame the attendance dip to drive revenue to about $440 million. Average guest spending was up 20% to $75, increase in both admission and in-park spending. EBITDA is $219 million, up 50% from the second quarter of 2019. Let's take a look at Universal Studios. Comcast is hitting all-time highs. Of course, this has nothing to do with just parks, but also their streaming efforts, Peacock. SeaWorld Entertainment up 17%. You could see 43 hit 51. We are seeing a lot of buyers, pent-up demand, all-time highs galore for SeaWorld as well. American Airlines is actually in a trading range, but you could see very bullish candles here at support, suggesting people love to travel. We are in a revenge travel season. We're seeing a 30% range on American Airlines. Could see March to July, the numbers are supportive of buying on this support area. Southwest Airlines, the same thing. In the last 3 to 5 years, the support has been 47. Buying at 50 to 47 suggests a 20% upside here. Live Nation, concerts have been doing well. Earnings was bullish on it. That's why it was up 7% on earnings date. We're seeing that recovery companies have all surprised to the upside. 74 probably going to hit $90. Let's see about the Invitae. Let's talk about genomics. Invitae rose on second quarter beat. Revenue forecasts were also raised outlook. Let's read that. Actually, this was 100% revenue growth. Good afternoon, everyone. We want to report strong quarter top line. There is immense unmet demand for the use of genetic information in mainstream medicine across all stages of life for our patients. Important milestone, we just crossed over 2 million people receiving genetic information, with an ever-growing number of people seeking genetic information to inform them about their health risks and medical decisions. We are seeing the rate of adoption is on the rise, demonstrated by new data. Invitae is presenting multiple cancer types at the 2021 ASCO meeting. Landmark Intercept study conducted at Mayo Clinic showed that nearly 1 in 6 patients pancreatic cancer had genomic alterations. Importantly, genetic testing was associated with improved survival. Outcome is consistent with almost all studies reading out in this area. We believe Invitae is uniquely positioned to meet the growing need and market for combined somatic, germline genetic information across all cancer types. To highlight, we went well on all the growth measures. Revenue showing triple digits, more than 100% growth over last year's quarter, impacted significantly by COVID shutdowns. A continued exit of the COVID impact world means that we can drive double-digit sequential growth in revenue and billables from Q1. Thus, our guidance is high % revenue growth or even 60% growth this year. In January, we gave guidance of $450 million. Given the strong growth, we're able to deliver $500 million, and that's including all of our results. Okay, very good numbers on NVT. 12% up, still gonna go higher. Let's talk about PacBio, very good numbers as well. You're seeing the sector grow very well. That's why everyone's been buying up, even if Editas hasn't reported numbers, CRISPR hasn't reported numbers, Beam hasn't reported numbers, and neither has Intellia. So look at these numbers. Let's read together. PacBio family acquired Circulomics, is a long-read sample prep company specializing in manipulating high molecular weight DNA, especially in extraction. Circulomics sells its products to approximately 700 customers worldwide for every sample type, from cells, bacteria, blood to animal tissue, insects, fungi, and plants. Several large sequencing initiatives have used Circulomics nanobine extraction kit, including customers for Alzheimer's and related dementias, using to extract DNA from blood and brain samples to sequence 27 gigabase hexaploid giant redwood genome. As part of our acquisition strategy, we are obtaining capabilities to improve our overall sequencing workflows. So we're seeing actually acquisitions happening in the genome sequencing world. In this case, PacBio beating out Illumina, actually buying Circulomics, and another acquisition was made just a few months ago. So we are seeing actually PacBio doing well. So far, I think it rallied from about $30 to $35 in just a month ago, and continues to actually showcase strength after strength. Okay, so two of our acquisitions, we bought Circulomics and Omniome. This is a company developing a proprietary short-read DNA sequencing platform, producing a highly accurate sequencing data, a potential to reimagine the possibilities of short-read sequencing for liquid biopsy, minimal residual disease, and other clinical applications. We are positioning it to build scale by adding a differentiated technology to serve more customers. Let's take a look at Arc Genomic Revolution, which has a huge investment in all these genomic companies. Very strong move last night, 4% in the ETF, 84 to 89. We are likely to see it hit these July highs and similar to March highs, which is a continuous trend upwards since the May lows for Genomic Revolution stocks. CRISPR, you could see a strong move from the May lows from 96. This was a higher low at 120, strong move at 133. See to it that it goes back to 150 yet again. Intellia, you could see this very huge gap up and then another reopening, another all-time high. This was for their breakthrough drug and breakthrough study, the first of its kind, and then kaboom, another earnings format this week. Probably people are already buying up before the earnings come out. Intellia up 12%, looking to hit $200. A lot of supports now at 150 and 140 or 160, also higher lows here. Invitae, as I just read, very strong numbers. The good thing at $30 is that you're still way below 50% from its all-time highs of 26. You might want to take advantage of the low prices of NVT tonight. PacBio, of course, two up days was actually negating all of the July problems. So you could see this is a higher low since May, a higher low since July, and now in August, super high move. We are actually about to break 36 for a move to $40. Any dips of PacBio is in an uptrend channel. People are loving PacBio. This is also the top, I think one of the top 3 holdings of ARC Genomics. Top 1 being Teladoc. Editas Medicine, 2 strong days. It was just 41. Now we're trading 54 or 30% move. Also in light of good numbers, 18% Editas. Bingo, also good numbers. We're seeing actually a reversal from 550 here to about 624. Look to see this to go hit $8 within the next few months. Repair Therapeutics, this is looking to be a cancer related it is using genetic editing to repair cancer. So Repair Therapeutics looking to a breakout here from about $34 to $35. Earnings coming out later next week. Beam Therapeutics, earnings next week, also getting a huge turn already. People are already assuming that Beam Therapeutics is going to highlight very good numbers in their, well, they don't need to give good numbers, just good studies, good patient studies, and it's going to go back to 120 or 130. But very strong movement here. It's negating all the July losses in just 2 days, 2 bullish candles there from 90 to 110. Also move for your therapeutics. Okay, for space-related names, just to talk about the earnings of Virgin Galactic, $450,000 per seat. Receive well. We are seeing first resistance at 34.36 and then resistance at 39. We do see an uptick move here because of an oversold. So we are seeing actually a potential move to 39 in case you have Virgin Galactic. See to it that $39 might actually get a resistance. 3D Systems, we are seeing strong movement nowadays from about 24 here, a rally to about 28. We are seeing higher lows, earnings not yet out, but they are actually able to generate as much cash from disposing a lot of their non-core businesses. So 3D Systems is now happening to work with a lot of bioprinting names and biotech names. So we are looking forward for strength on 3D Systems. Desktop metals back 75% down from highs. We are seeing actually bullish movements here at $8 to $9. We are seeing that this could be the end of the downtrend after 75% supported 2 weeks in a row here about $9. That consolidation is willing to go 11, 13, 15. Larger upside rather than downside earnings coming out this week, next week. Freyr battery, you can see all the batteries moving very well. 8 to 11 here. Dips on Freyr battery means that at 950, it's going to be bought out. Microvast, very strong movement. 8 to 10. Any dips at 9 also going to get bought out. These are all to supply batteries for your electric vehicles. Battery storage. American batteries, recycling for lithium and nickel and all the cobalt for all of your Tesla vehicles someday. So you've got the American Battery Metal rising from 150 to 170. A strong movement here. The strong movement on the sector makes us assume that this is going to go $2 within the next few weeks. Double bottom at 63 for Penn, upgrades as much as 100 plus from various Wall Street brokerage firms, an acquisition and streaming, further advancements on online sports betting in several states. We see Penn National Gaming actually in the right position to actually win the casino market. So let's take a look in Penn National Gaming here. Penn actually a strong reversal last night. Strong move after a 50% drop from its February highs. We think that the Penn National Gaming has initial resistance at 84, but it could actually break higher and higher. Support seen at about 68 to 66. So if you want to enter Penn National Gaming, you can. First resistance 84, then 100. So good job for Penn National Gaming. Let's go further for ideas. Not actually rose 50% last night. Oops, sorry, let's resume those share. Not move, I'm not sure if this was an errata, very strong 50% move, but typically when you get a 50% move like that, you do have selling pressure 1050 above. So it could be an errata, or it could be just a biotech move, could be a sector move. Ouster, LiDAR, so we're seeing EVs actually bounce to the uptrend. We're seeing trading range support here at 865. First resistance near 10, but still stronger resistance at 12. So it's quite a big range, about 9 to 12 for your Ouster. We are bullish this pack. Blockchain related names have been going up ever since the Bitcoin conference, the B word. So you're seeing actually Canaan, which is also receiving a lot of revenue streams from Bitcoin mining hardware. A lot of companies were actually ordering from Canaan. Canaan actually already rose 60% in just a month. From about $5 here to as much as $8. We do see it going 100% though, all the way to $10. Any dips of Canaan is being bought, especially below 7. Companies actually growing their revenue streams via also cryptocurrency mining in Kazakhstan. So they're not only selling the hardware, they're also keeping their cryptos. It is true as well for all the Bitcoin farms, whether that be Riot, Mara, and also the Bitcoin holding company MicroStrategy gaining a lot, your Coinbase gaining a lot this month, all because your cryptocurrencies have been a beneficiary of the money flow. All the institutions have been buying all these 30,000 Bitcoin. It's now trading at 40,000. So more buyers at higher lows on Bitcoin, 35,000 getting bought. Ethereum is now trading at 2.7, almost nearing 3,000. The 1.8 drop last month, 50% up for Ethereum. Okay, global jets actually very strong, 22 to 28. Looks to be actually a good market recovery play. So look at all the airlines. All of them are actually significant bullish signals. It's almost similar to the November 2020 arena gap up here. So notice from about 18 rally to 40, almost 100% up. This is a reset. 25 goes back to 30 or 40 for recovery play. JetBlue, same thing. You notice JetBlue was actually about $15 to $17 in November 2020 when Moderna vaccines were getting administered globally. And so JetBlue Airways right now back at 15, looks to go back to $20 as well in our view. Walt Disney with so much good numbers in your streaming last earnings call, we do see that it's a beneficiary of streaming and theme parks and return to hotels, resorts, etc. So Walt Disney, look forward to actually a breakout to $200 all-time high move. Airbnb, another all-time high move. Well, not all-time high move, but another growth on earnings play. We expect it to hit 165 to 169 after earnings report. The White House is planning an event this Thursday, so they actually omitted Tesla. Doesn't matter. You're seeing that EVs as a sector is getting bigger and bigger. So GMF had good numbers. Ford actually had a great 400% growth in earnings per share. Chrysler parent Stellantis was also invited for fueling all the economic requirements throughout 2026 model year. Okay, charging stations are also beneficiary of the EV Biden infrastructure play. You're seeing 24 actually go up last night. So this was a consolidation and we expect the same thing happening since April and May for it to rally back to $32. So 24 to 32 for ChargePoint looks like it's gonna be happening. Solar Edge, very good numbers. So you're seeing any dips on Solar Edge becoming a buy signal, 280 to 270. Residential in America and in Europe are all installing solar panels and microinverters in their houses and also in the corporate. Software also hitting all-time highs. So we're looking forward to Salesforce on their earnings front to actually hit 270 in all-time highs, seeing a huge adoption in many software firms. We see the Salesforce Slack actually a synergy. So we'll see on earnings date. All right. So for EVgo, it's gonna be December. So if you want a short-term idea, go for ChargePoint first rather than TPGY. But we don't expect TPGY to actually move down. It's gonna be sleeping until December. Okay. Thank you very much. Gave you a lot of ideas. Hope that you've learned something. These Excel files are going to be shared to all Awesome10X Inner Circle members. Remember this, bulls are back, charts attack. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Bye.